Hi, I'm Gus Alanese, Senior Developer at Shovel Creative, and you're probably wondering, is this my deepest V? Not by a long shot. Today I'm going to tell you how to make contact forms with the plugins in WordPress. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Alright, hi there. Welcome to your fourth installment of Intro to WordPress Client Side with me, Gus Alanese. Last time I showed you how to install and upload and activate a plugin. So today it was this contact form that we actually brought in. So today I'm actually going to show you how to use the contact page to your benefit. And this is basically your standard contact form that comes out, your name, email, subject, your message, and that comes actually from your plugin of contact form. This is actually the default, so as soon as you load the plugin, you're going to be getting this default, and this is actually where we're going to be placing it for shortcode, WordPress shortcode, which is embracing this little bracket here. So real simple. So you have your name, your email, your subject, your message, and a submit button. And you can see that this generate tag here, we'll get there in 1 second. On the left hand side you can see where this is going to be going. This is my email right there, gus@shovelcreative.com, and this actually brings in your name and populates your email. It's the same thing as the subject, and you can actually add additional things here. You can also use mail to, which is basically like a receipt that goes to the person who sent it. So your email is actually what's going to be captured right here when they fill in your email. And so you can actually do some attachments in there and actually write a subject matter like, hey, thanks for signing up for blah blah blah. We'll process your contact, etc., etc., etc. So let's not worry about that right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at adding this tag. So these are considered tags right here: the email, your name, subject, message. It's actually really, really simple once I walk you through this. So let's just say that we want to add some extra form fields. We want to add an address field. So what we can do is we can add another text field. So if you click on the generate tag and then you click right here in text field, you're going to be prompted this little dotted, border radius item, which is going to be your new text field. And it's going to be text name. You can give it an ID if you want to give it something specific, if you want to style it later, which I actually do in a lot of cases. I also give things classes so I can signify that this is going to be called, address, if I want to do something special with that specific input text field. But we're not going to worry about that right now because you actually aren't going to be styling any of this stuff, but you can if you want. So let's just call this, we're going to call this your address. And when you do that, you'll notice that this area adjusts to the proper item. So now your address is now here. So this signifies the input ID, so to speak. It's what's going to be used to fill in the body of the message that you receive in the email. Let's also say this is a required field. Now, as you can see, it just says text, but once I click this box right here, you're going to see a little asterisk that's going to be placed right after, asterisk, whatever. And that automatically makes it a required field. So just like text and your name and your email, those are required fields. So like, let's say we're on here and we click send, what it's going to do is going to generate these validation errors. Please confirm the fields and submit again. And you can see, please fill in those fields. Those are the ones that are required. So let's just make your address is going to be a required field for some reason. As you can see that this is already populated with HTML. This is the great thing about Contact Form 7 is that you can actually populate it and code it like an HTML. So I can actually wrap things inside of a div, or I can give things, breaks, spaces. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. It's perfect for a developer like me that just wants to use a contact form and doesn't have a lot of time to build one from scratch each time. It's a little bit of a pain. So let's put your address underneath your email. For whatever reason, we need that address. So I'm gonna just copy that, hit return, paste it. So you can see, okay, now I have two of the same thing, But what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this area right here, copy this code, and paste it to the left. So I'm just going to replace your email and email right there, the text your address. And let's just change from your email to your address. And it's required, so let's just keep that there. Now, before you go on and add another field that you want to add in, you also see this part right here. Put this code into the mail fields below because it's not going to know to grab this information right here and place it here. So let's just put that right there. I mean, this is not really going to help out. So let's identify that that's going to be your address. It's going to be kind of obvious if it's like 555-1212 Street or whatever. So let's just call it address. So now when people fill out this portion, this is going to be populated here. And this works for all cases. Now, there's a couple of things that I'm going to show you, and one of them is what's called a watermark, which is the text that's actually inside of here. So say, for style purposes, you don't want this up here, you want that in here. So what you can actually do is use this part. So use this text as a placeholder. So let's actually just call address, and nothing happens, so I can tab. It's going to say your address. Well, let's use it as a placeholder. And then what that's going to do is that's actually going to create a placeholder for that specific field. So let's just take a look and see what happens. So let's just save this right now. And I'm going to refresh the contact page that we've already had built out. And you're going to notice that, boom, address is right in there. It's basically called a watermark, a placeholder. It's just something so that, you know, if you want it clean and you don't really want to have this tag, it's up to you. It's your preference, really. You can do whatever you'd like, but at least I'm showing you that you can do it that way. Also, contact form 7 is built in with a bunch of different things. Telephone numbers. So let's just add telephone number. So your number. Let's not make this a required field. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to let's put in telephone number right here and use this as a placeholder. Let's copy and let's place this after email. So again, I'm just copying and pasting these fields so it's a little bit easier for me, so I don't have to type these things in by hand again. So all I'm just doing is copying that portion and pasting it over that. And your phone number, which I don't know why, because it's kind of, whoops, kind of just reiterating because it's right here, and then we have right here. And again, don't forget, whatever you add here, you want to make sure that you're going to be adding it here as well. So let's grab that number and let's just make it obvious that that's number, or, you know, phone number. So, okay, so we're done with this one. Now, again, there's date box, there's text area, there's a drop-down menu, which is fantastic in case you want to give people choices of items to choose from. So let's just call this your list. It's just going to be a drop-down list. It doesn't have to be required. And then let's give them a choices of colors. Okay, they want to, for whatever reason, they need to pick some colors. I don't know, maybe you're making some coloring books and you just need specific colors for them to choose from, so it's a little bit easier for the children to color with. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. So there's red, blue, and green. And as you can see, it's just one choice per line. And then boom, as soon as you click off that, you'll see that it's populated right here. Also, you can allow multiple selections, which means they can choose red and green, blue and green, all of them, it doesn't matter. Let's just keep that, you know, blank, so that they basically just have to pick one. So let's put this after your address. Whoops. So And then I'm just gonna copy this text, replace the existing text right here, and then your colors. And don't forget to place this underneath wherever you'd like to have everyone get the email. Alright, let's just save this and let's see what this looks like. So I'm saving that, I'm going back to our contact page, hitting the refresh button. There's your address, there's your telephone number, and here are your drop down lists. So let's say we're just gonna pick blue. There's really a great thing with having contact form 7. You can insert these things inside of your posts, inside of your pages. It's awesome. It's super robust. And basically, let's say that you didn't have this on any page yet at the time, and you went through and you created your contact form. You can even name this, new form for colors. Because that's just an easier way for you to recognize that this specific form. Because I've made sites where I've had like 5, 6, 7 forms, and just having form 1, form 2, form 3 is not going to cut it. So what you would do is copy this. This is right here. Copy this code and paste it into your post or page widget. You can put it in the sidebar or whatever it is. But let's just say it's going to go into the contact page, and this is already where it exists. But this is where you would just paste over that. And it's called new form colors, so let's just update that, and nothing's going to change. This is a really, really easy form plugin to use. I highly recommend this. I use this for all of our sites, and more than likely, if we here at Shovel build a website for you, we're more than likely going to be using contact form 7 to populate these pages and posts and widgets for simple forms. We can get pretty ridiculous when it comes to some of these things. Like I said, I've made some intense forms.
Alright, well thanks for watching our video. If you want to share it with your friends and family, you can hit the buttons below, and we'll see you next time. Sorry, Saved by the Bell's on.